Some may ask, is the dress code sexist? If so, how do we go about changing it for the better? This is what I will be exploring in my speech, explaining how the dress code is sexist and how it changed. Reason to listen is that it affects you and future generations. For example, of some credit is that my siblings have been dress coded. I personally have never been dress coded, but I have heard what it's like from others. Now, we're going to do a brief review and preview. A brief review of the definition of the dress code, explaining the differences between male and female policy, explaining the effect it has on other people, explaining if it's different in other countries or what would happen if we change it. Some of the transitions we will do is problem cause, school and gender bias, differences, what is the difference between male and female policy, transition effects on others, or transition cause and solution, school bias, and abolishing school dress code, how it affects people, how can it affect you, transition, change on others, change, has it changed in other places, is it still the same, what would happen if I changed it. Now, what is the definition of the dress code? According to Merriam-Webster Dictionary, the school dress code is a formally or socially imposed standard of dress. An example is this: the school imposed a dress code that forbids students from wearing jeans. What is the school dress code in New Jersey? The school dress code in New Jersey varies from, it has variations of what is classified as the dress code. It is different in other countries. This is something I will be exploring further into my full speech. Male versus female dress code policy. According to Atlantic City, theatlantic.com education, the reservations of severity of dress codes vary widely across states, 22 of which have form of law granting local districts of power establish the rules. According to the Education Commission of States in the U.S., over half of public schools have a dress code which frequently outline gender-specific policies. Such administrators see these distinctions as necessary because of the different ways in which girls and boys dress. In many cases, however, female-specific policies account for a discordant number of attire rules included in the school handbook. How do dress codes affect the LGBTQ community and others? According to the Brookdale database, from banning of natural and traditional African American hairstyles, as well as extensions, multicolored cuts, and unique hairstyles, to the policing of female bodies, the reality is that the dress code violations disproportionately disadvantage minoritized students, including the students of color, LGBTQ students, and females, and removed some gender-neutral policies. This is from Eric. How do school dress codes encourage sexism and racism? Not only do dress codes encourage the fact of making people discriminate, but also it affects people who will be in future generations who will not be able to wear what they want. This will be explained further into my in my full speech. What is the dress code in other places? Is it still racist or sexist? This will be also explained further into my speech, but there are some things that in Philadelphia, you are allowed to wear what you want. And while you should not wear hate speech or any sort of discrimination against other people, I do believe that that the overall conclusion of the school dress code would be abolishing it, only to a certain extent, as in don't walk naked and don't wear something that is according to the dress code. Don't wear hate speech, but that should be a given. What have you learned from the dress code? Do you believe the dress code is biased? Have your views changed? Take a moment to unlearn your bias of the school dress code.